Hey friends, it's Danny here from the Risen Entrepreneur, Risen Events, from the Risen Messenger Conference. Yes, there's a lot of risen. You know why I like the word risen? Because it implies that we have already fallen. And if you're anything like me and you're human, then you have probably fallen. You've probably failed. You've probably messed up somehow, whether it's in your personal life or it's in your business space. There has in your history been a point where you have fallen. And what happens when we fall? Um, when we fall, we have the choice. We have the choice to stand up again. And this is why I'm in love with the word risen, because it implies that, okay, we're going to stand up again and we're going to try again. And we're going to keep on going forward, right? And if you're with me and you're listening, then you are the type of person who keeps on going. You're the one who fights. You are the one who continues on for hope and future and for life, right? So today, we are going to be talking about the confidence habit. What is the confidence habit? Why do we need to talk about it? Because if you have fallen down, if you have failed, not seen success, been disappointed, this can really take a toll on your confidence. And when you are not confident, what happens? You can get depressed. You want to hide yourself. You don't show up for your business the way that you would like to show up for it. You don't show up for your family the way that you want to show up for your family. You start worrying about the future because you're not confident. So I really want to talk about confidence because I think this is probably one of the number one struggles of many entrepreneurs, especially entrepreneurial women, because we're wearing so many hats and we're doing all sorts of stuff and we're frankly not always successful, not 100% successful. So and I really have a passion to see women stand up and become those risen messengers, to become risen entrepreneurs, and to grow in their confidence. And I have been really dwelling on a verse in Isaiah 43, 18 through 20. So if you have your Bible and grab it, let's talk about it. And this is something I stick to a lot. Let's read it first, okay? Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I'm doing new things. I'm doing a new thing. Do not, now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers and in the desert. And I love this verse. I love this verse because already God is dealing with our mindset, right? We hear about it all over the place in business. Mindset. It's like 90% of the work that we need to do as entrepreneurs and as leaders is mindset work, because the battle really is here. But what do we do when we actually have tangible things that have happened that make us feel crappy? We have failed. We have not seen success. We're disappointed in things or people. What do we do? And out of that comes this lack of confidence. This causes you to second guess any of the decisions that you make in your business. You are slow and not so quick into trying new things or pivoting because you're not feeling confident. And I love how God says here, right at the beginning, remember not the former things. Remember not the former things. And you might be thinking, all right, well, that's nice, God. That's a little difficult though. How do I not remember, right? Because if you're anything like me, you might be laying in bed one night and you do think of those things that come up and you're like, oh man, that sucks. Things that you have to do, things that you didn't get right. And you can't just forget about it. And here God is saying, forget about it. Don't remember those old things. Or consider the things of old. Don't think, don't consider, don't dwell on the things that have happened in the past. Look forward. Behold, I'm doing new things. I'm doing new things in you. He's doing a new thing in you. All right. So I like to get practical with this, right? Because I know it's so easy to kind of get stuck and be like, well, that's nice. Behold, he's doing a new thing, but I don't feel it right now. And you're probably wondering, okay, so now you see these promises, remember not, or an instruction. Don't remember, don't dwell on the thing that has happened in the past. I am doing a new thing. So you might be wondering, how can I forget? Or maybe instead of using the word forget, how can you release? How can you release that experience? release that doubt, the thing that's causing a lack of confidence. And I do this on a weekly basis, where I go into my week, I go into my journal, and I use these steps that we're going to go through right now. Okay, so we have, let's say you have done a launch, or you've done some activity in your business. Maybe it's at the end of the week, maybe it's after an end of a launch or a project or something that you're working on, and you need a moment to reflect and release. Right? You can do this also for a memory or a trigger or something that's coming up, but you can stop, reflect, and release. The first questions that you're going to journal, or you're going to think about, I recommend journaling. I have like a specific business journal where I go through and it helps me debrief and process decisions that I've taken. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to ask the question, what worked? All right. So you're going to think, what worked in what I just did and what I just experienced in this launch, in this, you could do it for really little things, like in this email that I wrote. What were the open rates? What did I say? How did I feel? What worked? What was awesome about it? And then write that down. Okay. The next question we're going to ask, if I can get my little pink thing, what bombed? I like bombed. What didn't work? What bombed? I don't like using the word fail, because I feel like sometimes we easily put that on our identity. But what bombed? What did not work about what you just did, what you accomplished, what you tried? What bombed? And write it out. Okay, well, this did not work. This did not work well. You could even write like, why didn't it work? Why did it bomb? Same with what worked. Why do you think it worked? Okay, and then the final question. You're going to say, what would you change next time? What would you do differently? Change. Right. So we have these 3 questions that we can take into any situation in our business, reflect on like a weekly basis, or maybe at the end of the month, and think, what worked, what bombed, and what would I do next time? What would I do next time differently? All right. So when we go through this process of reflecting and debriefing, that causes release. And we are able to kind of forget and stop dwelling on the things of old, right? God says, remember not the former things. Here is a practical framework that's going to help you to go through these steps to release what has happened and go forward. Okay. So we have, I'm going to write here. This pen's not very good. Let's see. Forget. This is our forget and release component. All right. I don't know if you can see that there. Ooh, forget, release. Okay. And now we go into the second section. The second section is our hope, right? Hope is a powerful thing. You know, the verse, hope deferred makes heart sick, right? When we don't have hope, we don't have life, right? We don't have future. We get depressed. We feel not very confident about our future. It makes us feel kind of crappy. If we don't have hope, that's kind of like the fuel of an entrepreneur. It's a fuel of a leader, because we can see a vision, right? But if we are not forgetting and releasing, we get sick, right? We become, it makes a sick entrepreneur. Let's say that. Okay. So we have 2 parts to hope here. Okay. Part number 1 is you're going to go, I do this especially with with Bible verses, but I go through promises. What promises has God given you personally? Maybe someone prayed for you and gave you a word, or you had an impression, or you had a dream, or something very personal. Maybe God spoke a word to you, or promises that are general that we can see in the word. Like I have a board here that has a bunch of promises that I keep visible so that I can see them, right? You see my little eye here. I know it's not very good, but here's an eye, because it's very, very important to keep in front of our eyes the promises. The promises help us to see a hope. They help us to see future, right? And the second part of our hope are dreams, imagination. Imagination, that's right, dreams. Maybe you can't see it very well. Dreams. Imagining the outcome of your big dream. So this takes a moment to go back to like, why have I started what I'm doing? Or why did I try this? You know, maybe you're feeling sad and you're like, why did I even begin? Right? Going back to dreaming, going back to imagining what this could look like, or why are you putting all this effort into this one project, or all this effort into your business, and writing these dreams down so that you can see them, and imagining what it will be like when you are actually living that dream. Imagination is really powerful. We see it very often in secular business, manifesting, and kind of like this, the law of attraction and energy. I don't, as a Christian, not all of that I feel is really relevant or applicable or even right. But I think there is a lot to imagination. God has created your mind. He's created your imagination. He's given you hope and truth. And that's actually quite a lot of faith, right? It's walking towards a goal that you cannot see, imagining what that goal is, imagining what that promise is, and walking towards it, and imagining what it's going to be like without actually having it yet, right? So that's imagination. That has a lot to do with dreaming and faith, right? We walk forward in faith, but we have a direction, right? There's a target. You're going somewhere. And that is so important for our confidence. To have a habit, and I call this a habit because these are things that we regularly need to be including into our lives. To be going through a debrief, forgetting and releasing the past, and then looking towards the future. I guess you could have two different arrows here. You got going back and releasing that, and then going forward in hope, because this is going to change your confidence. I'm not saying that this is the only thing that's going to help you being confident, but this is a very, very key point into helping you show up as a confident leader, show up as a confident risen messenger, show up as a confident entrepreneur, as a confident wife and mother, is releasing that past and going forward in the future in faith. So comment below if this has helped you at all, if confidence is something that you struggle with, you want to get better at, and if this video helped you, then I would love it if you would like it, share it. That would help me so much, just to know if I should create more things like this or not. But confidence is a big passion of mine, because I think it's kind of the key to us. It's a key to us really achieving bigger dreams than we even think possible. You know, if you imagine someone not confident, they're not really achieving much. They're not really stepping forth in the destiny and the calling that God has for them, because they're afraid. You know, the opposite of confidence is fear. So I'm really passionate about this topic because I think it's a key point to becoming, to walk really confidently in the identity that God has given you. Isn't that awesome? All right, so confidence habit. We are forgetting, releasing, and then we're going forward in hope. And we're keeping those promises and dreams in front of our eyes, something like a board. You can write down all your promises or verses or anything else so that you can see it, because you're not going to always feel confident. You're not always going to feel fearless, but having promises in front of your face is definitely going to help you. So let me know how you liked it. What are some of your great takeaways from this? And I'm looking forward to seeing you. Make sure, if you are looking for like-minded women, entrepreneurs, come to our Risen Messenger conference. It's next week, you guys. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Only in a few days. We start on November 30th, and you can get your free ticket at risenmessenger.com. I'm so excited. We have over 30 speakers, great sessions. All of these speakers are completely free to watch. And then there's an advanced option. If you want to go deeper and you want to be an action taker, there's an option there for you as well. So I'm looking forward to meeting you there, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.